Hello dealy, and welcome to Something Edible. I know vegetarian grilling may seem like a contradiction in terms, but for me, when I get that first zucchini out of my garden, that's the only thing I want to do with it. I want to taste squash and squash alone, you know? So leave the chops, leave the steaks, you know, let's get the vegetables on the grill to begin with. And I have a recipe for a Garam Masala seasoned zucchini with a curry lime yogurt sauce that will just totally make you forget about any kind of meat as a main course. So let's get started by making the sauce. The sauce for this recipe is a total do-ahead, and so you want to make sure that it's done so that when your zucchini's done, you've got everything ready to go. I'm going to start with a tablespoon of fresh lime juice, squeezed right out of there. Half a lime is generally a tablespoon. I had key limes in the original recipe, but the key limes are really bad looking this time around, so regular limes it is. Along with that, you can add a tablespoon of rice wine vinegar, and then your salt. We're looking at a teaspoon of salt there, and then a half a teaspoon of curry powder. It's kind of curry is kind of nebulous as far as how it's labeled. You almost got to buy it and then decide how hot it is or how hot it isn't. I had some other curry that was just hot as heck, and I like that. And this stuff isn't so hot, so I'm going to add a pinch of cayenne to it as well, or red chili flake, whatever you like. Just bring that together a little bit. See this thing I got underneath the bowl? This is to keep it from slipping. This is just a silicone pot holder. And if you've got a bowl that wants to slide around the counter, you definitely want to do that. So to that, we're going to add a quarter cup of mayonnaise. This is the low-fat mayonnaise. I mean, if you like full fat, go for it. And then the other thing we're using here is 3/4 of a cup of yogurt. And definitely plain yogurt. You put vanilla yogurt into this, and it's not going to taste good at all. So there's everything, and we're just going to bring this gloppy mess together. And I see it even wants to run on me, even with the trivet underneath. And see, that's pretty painless right there. And even if it sits in the fridge a little bit, it's going to get time for those flavors to meld together. And you want to make sure that you've got it seasoned right, and the best way to do that is a baby carrot. So dip it in there, no double dipping please, and give it a taste. Yeah, that's good. We'll go with that. Time for the zucchini. Next we're going to put together the grill rub. You can't really do a rub without salt. I don't care what people say, you need it. So 2 teaspoons of kosher salt to begin with. The next thing is going to be a teaspoon of Garam Masala. I don't live anywhere near an Asian market or Indian food market or any of that. So we're talking about stuff from, you know, bottled in the mega marts. You're talking about coriander, black pepper, cinnamon, cardamom, and Garam Masala is kind of like curry. It could be all over the place as far as like what's in that seasoning. Just buy a bottle, find out what you like, and then go with it. Or make your own. I haven't done that yet. I'd kind of like to. So teaspoon of that Garam Masala. Now a teaspoon of onion powder. And then a half teaspoon each of garlic powder. And fresh ground black pepper. It's about 10 to 12 turns on my pepper mill. Now I'm going to just stir this stuff together. And that's it. That's your whole grill seasoning right there. And this stuff is awesome on steaks too. I mean, if you don't feel like going vegetarian that day, or make a little bit extra, and then you'll have that. You'll have something ready to go the next time you throw some steaks on the grill. So really good on steaks, like you wouldn't believe. All right, so let's get some zucchini sliced. I got 2 zucchini here. Each one of these is about a pound. So we're talking about 2 pounds total. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to kind of cut these on the bias to maximize your surface area. So about like that. And you want these things, you want them fairly thick. You want to be able to really have some time on the grill with these things. So you're talking about almost 3/4 of an inch thick there. If you think about it, really what you're doing here is you're going to grill these almost like you would meat. And so if you get them about the same thickness as, say, like a chicken cutlet or something, then you're going to be able to cook it about for the same time. So keep those fingers back while you're doing this. And we're going to season these up now and get them ready for the grill. Start out with a few tablespoons of olive oil on the grill pan. We just got to stage everything here to make sure that that everything's ready to go once we take everything out. If you need more oil, go ahead and get you some. All right, so those are all spaced out there. Let's get some oil on top of those. There you go. Don't be stingy with the oil. Anything that doesn't belong on there, come off later. You can use a grill brush for this. I got this silicone grill brush you use, but heck, if your hands are clean, just rub it in. Okay, now we're ready to season. I got my Garam Masala grill seasoning here, and I'm just going to take a little and I'm going to sprinkle generously over the tops. And if you got extra, that's okay. Get one side. After you get one side, start flipping. And get the other side too. You want these are thick slices of zucchini, so you're going to want to make sure that these get well seasoned. And the last side. And almost like meat, when you start to put the salt on these, it actually draws out a little bit of the water. And so, you know, by doing this ahead of time, you're actually going to, it's going to grill better. You're going to, it's going to make it easier to put those good-looking grill marks on the tops of your zucchini. All right, these look pretty good. If you haven't already, it's time to go fire up your grill. I'm using gas today, but you can use whatever you want. Okay, let's go grill. Like I was saying, gas, charcoal, it really doesn't matter. I like gas for this because it's nice and quick, but you got to make sure that your grill is clean if you're going to grill. So first and foremost, I'm going to open this thing up before it's even lit, take my grill brush, and make sure that those grates have all the crud knocked off of them from last week's hamburgers or last week's chicken. And then I'm going to take a little bit of cooking spray, and I'm just going to hose down these grill grates with a generous coat of cooking spray. And that cooking spray is going to kind of polymerize and create a nonstick surface on top of that once the heat goes. Now, one thing about this is you can't do this with the grill lit. That's dangerous. But with the grill not lit, you're fine. And it's easier to do it this way than it is to sit there and mop paper towels on grill grates later. This is just easier. So I'm going to shut this, and I'm going to kick all the burners up to high. And then we're going to light this, and we should be good. So this is going to come up to temperature. Really what you're doing in a grill situation is you're roasting over direct heat. So you're talking about 425, 450. If you can get up in there, and you know your grill better than I do. So if high isn't where it's at, bump those burners back down to medium high. Or if it's a really hot day and your grill really is rocking and rolling, take it down to medium. Just pay attention to this temperature gauge and try to get in within that 425 to 450 degree range. For me, that's about 10 minutes. So in about 10 minutes time, we're going to come back and we're going to put the zucchini on the grill. So to recap, you're talking about 2 minutes, quarter turn, 2 minutes, flip, 2 minutes, quarter turn, 2 minutes, and you're done. 8 minutes total. And we're back on for another 2 minutes to get the second half of the ride. If you'll notice here, I'm doing something kind of barbecue taboo as I plate these out. And I'm back on the container, I'm putting these zucchinis back on the tray that I brought them out on. You can't do that with meat, but these are vegetables, so it doesn't matter. And the little added benefit of that is we're actually getting the rest of the oil and the seasonings that may have fallen off of the side of the zucchini when we were seasoning it. So that's all of them. These are ready to go. We'll take these in, we'll plate them up, and we'll add some sauce. So back in from the grill, it's time to plate these zucchini up. You want to serve these when they're still hot. That way you get plenty of that crispy char on the outside, and they don't start to go mushy on you. Still good though. You'll want to serve these, I mean, they're fork tender, but you'll want to serve them with a knife all the same, because they're really, you're kind of almost talking about like the vegetarian equivalent of steak here, you know. So you want to make sure that these aren't difficult to get around. I'll serve mine with a little bit of fresh tomato. Yeah, that one's pretty. And then you got your curry yogurt sauce that we made before. Here's where the fun begins. There we go. You want more? Add a little more on the side. And I have fresh thyme here, and I grow this out in my garden. If you have that, just give you a hint on how to do thyme. You just take it and you just run your fingers back on the leaves like that, and just garnish, sprinkle over the top. There we go. It's time to eat. Well, I'm about ready to dig into some great vegetarian grilling here. I got my garden-grown zucchini that's been seasoned with a Garam Masala spice rub and finished with a little bit of fresh tomato, fresh thyme, and a curry lime yogurt sauce. So let's see how this tastes. A little more sauce on there. The thing I like about this, the zucchini is seasoned. I mean, it's, you know, zucchini can be kind of bland, and if you're not paying attention to seasoning, then it's not going to taste all that great. But you're not missing any flavor here. You're getting a little bit of the kick from the curry. You're getting the spice from the garam masala. If you need to cool it down a little bit, we got this tomato here. And, you know, definitely serve this with a knife. I mean, you're talking about a main course thing here. If you want to go double main course and make this a side along with the steak, perfect. That's really good when you get the little hint of that fresh thyme on top of it too. If you've got garden fresh herbs, even if you don't have thyme, go ahead and sprinkle some of that on there. It totally freshens and cleans up that dish. So if you want to do this for yourself and get into some vegetarian grilling, make sure you hit up the recipe at my site at the Hayes Daily News, or if you want all the gory details on this recipe, you can go check it out at somethingedible.com, my blog. And if you've got questions or want me to explain something, you can always hit me up on Facebook, on my fan page, or even on Twitter. So until next time, get out there and grill. I'm going to eat this.